session of the United Nations Environment Assembly, UNEP 6, will take place from 26th February to 1st March at the United Nations Environment Programme UNEP headquarters in Nairobi, Kenya. The assembly will be preceded by the 6th meeting of the open-ended Committee of Permanent Representatives, which will help lay the groundwork for the assembly from the 19th to the 23rd of February. Ahead of the assembly, the UN Environment Programme, together with the Government of Kenya, held a special in-person press conference to turn the spotlight on environmental multilateralism as well as key issues up for discussion at UNEP 6. Inger Anderson, the Executive Director, UN Environment Programme, Soipan Tuya, Cabinet Secretary, Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, as well as Radhika Ochalik, Director of Governance Affairs at the UNEP, underscored the key issues up for discussion come end of this month. Over 5,000 delegates are expected to attend UNEP 6.
As we prepare for the assembly, it's clear that the world has no longer a to-do list, but a must-do list when it comes to the environment. This is a must-do list that the UNEP calls on to tackle what we refer to as a triple planetary crisis: the crisis of climate change, the crisis of nature, biodiversity and desertification, nature and biodiversity loss and desertification, and the crisis of pollution and waste. And these crises are disproportionately affecting the global south and especially the African continent, including Kenya. The impacts here are here now, and they are growing. Last year was the hottest record year that we know, bringing more intense storms, more droughts, more flooding, more wildfires.
Last week, we just finished a public participation meeting, and we are at the tail end of finalizing our regulations to back our Climate Change Act. We are reviewing our Environmental Management and Coordination Act. We have just set up the designated national authority, putting in place structures for the carbon markets registries. We are working on our Forest Management and Coordination Act, again, to ensure that we capitalize on our nature-based solutions to the climate crisis action that we need to see. We are accelerating the transformation of our linear waste management system into a circular economy, and among a raft of activities that we are working on is to set up demonstration material recovery facilities across the country in order to make this big leap from linear waste management to circularity.